Welcome back, everyone. I continue the campaign for the Almohad Empire that I've been creating, and as you can see now, we have a more massive realm size. We've been expanding in the Western Sahara and in modern-day Morocco, and I'm moving upwards towards, the coastline, so that eventually I'm gonna have my sight on Andalusia. So there are a few things that I'm aiming for in the next few episodes. I don't know when they're going to come, but one of them is eventually feudalizing. Perhaps when I actually, feel a little bit more comfortable with my situation. I mean, we obviously want to feudalize for the purpose of succession laws, right? So when we look at the sorts of laws that we have, the sort of law that we have here, Confederate partition, it's obviously not a viable one. We would want partition eventually. That means that we need the hereditary rule, which means that we need to go into the early medieval period, and that means that we need to obviously move beyond tribal and turn into clan. So that's the equivalent of feudal for the culture that we're playing as right now. And then obviously partition, the children here would inherit actually the kingdoms and the titles upon death, but it doesn't actually create a title that you haven't created upon death. With Confederate partition, if I actually have a kingdom title that it can create and it's not created, automatically upon succession it will create it and grant it to the son or the other son. So our situation is always precarious here, and I haven't actually been disinheriting. So I think what I'm gonna do is allow for fragmentation when I die. Maybe I might do that, and then with that fragmentation I just will assassinate the brother right away and get back the throne. So with Confederate partition, it's not the end of the world. You shouldn't kind of fear it too much. And in any case, let's start off by conquering, right? So I'm at my fourth character. The previous character was my brother, who was Al-Athir the third, and he died of cancer. And then, as you already know, I have a child who is now imprisoned in Ghana. So a bunch of local high chieftains took it upon themselves to, kidnap my family member. So if you've been watching, you know that I've been experiencing a lot of problems with raids, right? So we're around a bunch of tribal governments, as we are one as well, and there's really nothing that we can do. So as much as we raid and we take people's family members for ransom, they do the same thing, and so it's been a kind of difficult way of managing here. But all right, so perfect. So we win. They grew up so fast. Now my daughter is an adequate bargainer, which gives her some pretty solid diplomacy. I took his son during the siege. Let me see if I can actually ransom him. So we'll do that. We'll do the ransom, and then we'll enforce, and so be it. Right? And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hand this guy. The new titles here. So let me see. I think he obviously thinks that I hold too many duchies. We'll take care of that later. I don't think there's any kind of major instability problem. There's the Butrs are causing perhaps some problem, but I think our realms are pretty much really well converted. So now we captured some Ashari domains, and we will convert them eventually. Let me see what our guy is doing here. Our Alama. So I'm gonna switch him for someone who's better. In fact, this guy's not, he's not amazing. So let me convert faith in county here. How long is that gonna take? 3 years. So the problem is that if you, sorry, not the problem. The good thing is with the Almohads, you get to actually choose who your court you know, religious court officials are, so that's awesome. So these guys are considered inferior. What if I go for a conquered duchy right here? I'm gonna go for that. So what duchy would that be? That's the Emirate of Fez. So let's go for it. Now we're gonna unite Fez here, and it's gonna be, I might actually make Fez my capital eventually. Yes, so I'm gonna obviously summon my army right now and see if perhaps I might have to call upon some allies eventually, but we got some prisoners here we can ransom. So this is the point where we actually begin to grow really fast. So one of their allies joined. They're still significantly weaker than we are, so I'm not too scared here. They're laying siege on Fez. Let's go and attack them before they actually capture it. So just in case, slow it down a little bit. Our pikemen are being countered, but other than that, we're faring pretty well. So that was devastating for them. In fact, let's capture all the Djuri territory we need here. So, wow, 181 fame. We're almost close to exalted among men, which would mean that we can go for kingdoms too. Siege 1. My brother Firhun died. What did he die of? He was slain in battle. Okay, so the last battle. I want to check out my knight situation. We got some solid knights here. Let me put this guy in our in our army. So we got some pretty good. Let me force these guys. All right. So these guys have some pretty solid prowess. Mena comes of age. So another daughter is coming of age. The poor and the needy are always welcome in Yuhanna's mosque. Okay, alright. So our fervor increased. The fervor of our faith. I think I'm gonna go attack them here. Let's see, they're going through this passing here. I think it's fair to say that this war is probably entirely won. But we should be careful. Is this a kingdom that we're fighting? Let me see. It's an emirate. So they're a duchy tier government, but still, okay. My sociable son and heir, Expensin, has been released from his imprisonment at the hands of Diobe and is once again free. Okay, so we didn't have to pay 200 ducats rather, to free my son. That's awesome. Okay, now we got a dangerous faction brewing, and I think those are the peasants. I think we're gonna win as the count increases here. Oh, look at that. They are bringing in some of their allies. Let me see. We're still more numerous than them, and we haven't even called any of our allies. I captured her in battle. That's just 10 ducats, but still, I mean, the more money you make, the better, right? So I want to learn. I understand you are interested in deepening your grasp on warfare. Sheikh Yohanna opens the hand as he approaches me. I might be able to help you see the battlefield in new ways. Yohanna is always known for his mastery of logistics. If there is one who could help me understand, it would be him. I want to learn. Alright. So we win this war here. We can enforce our demands. So you can see here, we're beginning to become very, very powerful. So who is this guy? He's a Butr as well. Fez seems to be a nice place to actually eventually move. Maybe this guy over here could perhaps, I could perhaps grant him all of Marrakesh. Okay, and what I will do is I'm gonna create the duchy for him, and he can be a duke. Right? So, oh, I already have the duchy already exists. So he would obviously want it. And let me see, where is it? Emirate of Marrakesh. Here you go. You can have it. It's yours. And so, you know, balance out the vassals. Have some, you know, powerful vassals who can take care of, you know, any situation like that. So, Meknes or Salah. Which one should I give away? I'm gonna grant this to... In fact, I think... Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep my tribal holding for now. I think this is probably gonna go to somebody, you know, deserving. Let's see. A Butr. I'll give him Meknes. Okay, so now we have pretty solid control here. We can't do anything in terms of upgrading these things, but you know, and then there's popular opinion is very low, obviously, because we just entered here. But over time, we want to kind of make sure that these holdings will yield a lot of stuff. Now, luckily, Fez is actually quite, again, prosperous. More prosperous than Wadan, so I do want to keep it, and I'm just maybe holding off a little bit before I actually turn it into my capital. But it is something I desire to have. You know, I desire to have a capital of this sort when I do leave tribalism behind. So, who's next? The Umayyads. Are they weak enough? They're defending in a war. Let me see. I mean, I can call some of my allies too. These areas are pretty developed as well here. Eventually, I'm going to pass absolute tribal authority law in 959. So in 6 more years, in fact, or sorry, 5 more years, maybe I should attack these guys. Okay, so they're considered inferior. That's including if their allies come. I don't think we're gonna invite any allies. We're gonna do it solo. Okay, so I just want to see, maybe, you know, add more men at arms. I'm just gonna wait for this to obviously max out here, or maybe it's too late for that, but I think we can win here. It says we have the advantage, but we clearly don't. So what I'm gonna do is, obviously, I'm gonna do the cheap thing and hire some mercs here. That was misleading, but I think here we begin to change the tide a little bit. Now I'm gonna stop being so impetuous, and I'm gonna begin to, you know, slow things down a little bit, because, you know, at fast speed, a lot of bad things happen. A demonstration of leadership. My son and heir, Ixfansen, has been hovering around my council meetings lately. Knowing his interest in matters of leadership, I cannot help but feel that the man is waiting for me to impress him. Let us discuss the methods of communication. So it looks like we are crushing them, though. We are going to win this war. We did lose a lot of troops in that battle that we engaged in. And I think, you know, I should have kind of been a little bit more careful, but it's okay. And we can always call upon allies, actually. I don't want to do that because I am low on prestige, as you can see, but You know, why not? Maybe if things go the wrong way. So now you can see that my children are beginning to grow. Rest for the weary. Sweaty, tired, and in need of food, a long day of training with the troops is coming to an end. As we search for a place to camp, we spot an old and abandoned castle in the distance. Rearranging my shirt, I declare this is where we will make our camp tonight. The sun is setting, and with every step towards the ruin, it looks more ominous. Before long, the soldiers are whispering about ghosts. Let us venture inside. I am sure there's treasure to be found. I like this event, by the way. I can actually be brave and decide to go underneath. So we get into the house, and then there are spiraling steps. I see only darkness reaching far down into the ground underneath the castle. I'm gonna go underneath because I could potentially get brave, and I did get the brave trait. So cool. My daughter-in-law Zahra has given birth to 2 children. Since the little ones are part of the Lamtuna dynasty, they should be blessed with good names. They're getting Berber names. Alright. So this war seems to be going in our favor, but I would want to be careful nevertheless. Maybe, let's see, what if I actually station enough besiegers here? Perhaps come and try to attack these guys all over here, all the way here. I'm scared though that we might get crushed or something. I don't know. There's still... Okay, it seems like we're winning this, yeah. They are a powerful army. I mean, okay, well, look at their regiments here. I think we left our other regiments over there in the siege. But this is going to be a win, for sure. Awesome. So we're getting the fame. We're about to become living legends, too. So this character is a pretty strong one. Emir Yuhanna has shown me the ins and outs of ensuring provisions reach my soldiers in the field. My final test is a mock battle in which I must protect my supply train from his attack. Prepare the ranks. And I've learned so much. I've actually gained the trait logistician, so supply duration is increased by plus 100%. Okay, so this is a 30% win here, or 30% victory points that we have. My Chancellor Himi has worked hard to convince our neighboring realms and vassals that the peace treaty I entered with Emir Rauf of Algiers is flawed, illegitimate, and unfair to me. So I can actually go to war against Algiers again. And maybe I will. So this is my Allama. He's actually flattering me. The siege is about to end very soon. Although there's a faction that's created against me. So we won that siege. Let me see what that faction is. Keep an eye out on it. People want us, you know, bring in a claimant, my nephew. I think we're going to be able to actually deal with any sort of faction at this point. Let me see how old my character is. He is 49 though, and his son is 23, young. The only issue is that his diplomacy is actually -2 because of the stuttering trait, but he is zealous. That is awesome. Devastating insight. I want to learn. So Yuhanna is going to become our mentor now. A secret exposed. Tadros, the steward of Emir Malik of Bijaya, has brought forward undeniable evidence that Duriya was fathered by none other than him. I wonder, did Duriya know about her true heritage? I mean, who would have known? Her father is now known as a fornicator. Anyways, I mean, these are kind of vassal business. I don't really care what goes on with them. I mean, as long as, you know, I have hooks whenever I need to, you know, use those for, of course, for personal gain. But as long as I'm not the one being accused of any of those sinful things, I'm good. Who's fighting against these guys? Who's attacking them? Okay, cool. So my vassals are actually trying to take over their territory. That's great. Hopefully my vassal can win wars for me, right? So unite these areas here. So again, the Maghreb is really falling under our control. I'm a little bit worried about Ghana. But then again, the thing about Ghana is that they never really bother us except for some of their vassals will raid. The problem though is for them is that they got 2 kingdoms. So, and Confederate partition means that they could possibly split eventually. So I'll keep an eye out on them, but Ghana can be very devastating if you enter in a war with them. Okay, cool. So Koida is, there we go, 66%. Maybe I should split in half. One half will go here. The other half will go and attack these guys. Or in fact, maybe we should all come together. I'm not sure. Just in case. Okay, so apparently it's going to be a very decisive victory. They've recently disembarked from a ship, so they have a disadvantage. I mean, look at that. There's really no challenge at this point. We need a new chancellor, and we've just hired one. Your counselor, actually, he died from complications related to obesity. Okay, it wasn't in war. Let me see who here is at war. My steward is probably with us. Yeah, he's in the army with us. Obviously, Marshal is... Where's our Marshal? He's fighting his own war here. Yeah, he's fighting against... for Henry here. Yeah, I mean... Good. Good on our vassals for helping us out. Or for helping us actually expand. My dear Camilla, I might not have loved you but I feel you're passing more acutely than I ever thought possible. You were always there, my constant companion. To think that you would perish in Debegume's BC's dungeons. So see, these are probably the raiders who came in and attacked the capital. That was the kind of major problem with having that capital there. If I can bring it closer or further away from tribal governments, then I'll enjoy more peace. So these guys are just essentially getting crushed. Now my allies want me to join against Asturias. I will say yes. Prepare the ranks. Sure. Alright. I'll skip some of the events if they get repetitive. But I'll, make sure to focus on kind of neat things and part of the storyline here. So as you can see, we're 82% victory, and we continue our sieges here, and it's increasing as well because we control everything in the Casus Belli war score or war objective. So it's only bound to increase. Our mercenaries are about to step down soon because their contract's about to end, but that's cool. We don't really need them anymore. We've really weakened the Umayyads. I think, though, they did hire... I wouldn't be surprised if they hired mercenaries themselves. So we're at 88%. And eventually this should end here. There we go. The war has been won. And let's call it an end here. And so look, we have the... we have that tip here. So let me see. I mean, this guy's already in this area. Should I actually... He's Bedouin, so he's from a different culture. And he's clan. I don't know. I mean, what's his opinion of us? Because we're a different culture. High tribal authority. There doesn't seem to be a culture problem. Wait, let me check. He doesn't like us because we're tribal. He doesn't like us because we're impatient, short reign. Anyways, of course. Maybe that opinion doesn't apply when you're different types of government. I don't know, but I'll give him Koida here. maybe he'll be more, you know, he'll be more inclined to actually converting. So you see now our vassals are converting for us, or are controlling or capturing territory for us. How far away am I from creating an empire? Pretty far. Very far away from that. So in any case, maybe I think the Astoria War is they're gonna win it. So if he asks me why I'm not sending any troops over, I'll just do it. Now we have a problem with Butr populace. I feel like eventually they're gonna wanna, they're gonna wanna actually join against us. So maybe if I actually ask this guy to convert, maybe he'll leave, and he decides to convert. Far from home. A stranger is brought before me. She has been waiting outside the castle gates for a week. My liege, my guards inform me. The woman bows deeply. My name is Etienne, your highness. Is she from France? Yeah, she's French. I have traveled far and wide and seen many things, but my family and I are wary of the road. If you allow us to stay, I will happily share my knowledge of the world with you and be your loyal servant. Well, if you embrace Almohadism, sure. In either case, her presence is going to cause me some stress. So, anyways, let's disband. Wow, see what we got here. 6,000 is, I mean, look, we're really growing here. We're going to do living off land. So, I've gained the aggressive attacker trait. Okay, so who are these guys? Let me see. Can I do invade kingdom? What about Algiers here? I can actually invade kingdom. That hurt. I mean, it's too fragmented for me to invade it. So, what about the Umayyads? Invade kingdom. I wish I could invade something a little bit more unified. Let me see. They're too far away for me to interact with. Invade kingdom. Invade Aquitaine. Oh, that'd be pretty cool. But of course, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're gonna stick to consolidating regional, areas first, or the areas around us, and then we'll move forward from there. This guy's vastly inferior. Oh, look at that, though. We don't have much prestige, though, either. So what we're going to do is... Another son is growing, and another son is growing. I think these guys were the twins. We have 11 children, by the way. I can't keep up with the amount of kids we have. My heir is not bad, by the way. He's not a terrible heir to have. I'm going to ally with these folks here because why not? Maybe perhaps get myself another spouse just in case. One that offers us an alliance. Or actually, do I want to ally with these people? Maybe not. Maybe we should conquer them. Maybe that's what we should be doing. But either case, I want to eventually send off some of my soldiers on raids, right? Because the raids are, the best, right? So there is a presence in my bed, just as intensely physical as your body used to feel when you wrapped your limbs around me. Yet this presence is not you, Azad, but all the longing and anguish you left behind. So that's his lover, actually, the character's lover. I didn't know that he had that relationship. So yeah, he has him as a lover, and then he lost his lover. So I guess it's he's depressed now. Now I'm gonna gain 150 prestige from that. Let us time to crack open my secret stores, because I'm actually an eager reveler, and that can give me some awesome perks here. And so with that, we get 361 prestige, just like that. So eventually we're going to want to go for some more invasions. Okay, so the Asturian War is over. I got enough money to actually found a holy order, but I'm probably going to wait a little bit. Because, of course, you know, we don't have so much money either. So mercy for the mercenaries. The bustling of an inn in a fine cider, a calm evening after a long day of training. My tankard is knocked out of my hand by a mercenary reeling from a blow, and all hope of relaxation drains away into the floor along with my cider. Please, my lord, the innkeeper begs. Zafir's thugs have been drinking me dry without paying for days, and their fighting is scaring the staff and guests. Let's see. Soldiers throw them out, so expuned bandits. Let's do that. We're not going to let those bandits scare people off. Okay. So it seems like we've acquired... let me see. Alright. I want to kind of deal... I still want to deal with this situation here. In Fez. So what happened? I guess the... Okay, so I guess Marrakesh is right here. So maybe we should give away territory to someone else here. Maybe this guy. He's of the same culture. We'll give him Fezaz and we'll give him, you know, this. And then the Emirate of Marrakesh. Alright. So he gets to keep it. Someone must have died. Now, the Umayyads. We can probably do a kingdom war against them. Or we can keep or choose to focus on consolidating the realm in the Maghreb. Fursia practice. I might gain a martial lifestyle perk. Emir Maxin glances at the mud fields at the bottom of the hills. Those could serve as the outline of an enemy army, he says. I inform my Fadis as I inspect their battle line, preparing them for the strategy at hand. I should cut off diagonally and lead to the Fadis into the flanks. And so, with this, I actually gain a military perk. I've been going full military in this game. Okay, so... I think... What if I went for a Gat here? I mean, I can subjugate him. Maybe I'm going to do that. I'm going to go for subjugation here. You know, subjugate this guy. Get him out of the way. You know, and then... When we get Gat, we get more territory here. And then perhaps move up here. I really want to get, like, you know, most of the Maghreb and just create an empire, right? And I will obviously move into Andalusia at some point, but I do want to, you know, kind of take care of the Maghreb first, so that I can at least have a empire-tiered government before, you know, we have we start to experience major problems with, you know, kingdoms breaking away, all right, and partitions. So remember, I have a lot of sons. You know, it's a flex. So, and you know, the situation here for me is actually ripe for, you know, for partition. So I got to be very careful here. Now we're going to fight in these desert passages. These are the worst areas to fight in the game, by the way. Okay, why are we at speed 5? Thought I told myself no more speed 5 here. Okay, we're winning this, luckily. Did we lose a lot of soldiers? Maybe not too much, but ideally I would have liked these guys to have been fighting with us. So we won this battle here, and we lost 597 soldiers, so... That's a large number, nevertheless. So Gat, and then let me see if I can go through here. I will face 120 casualties. But why not just go for it? We'll go for the tribe of Janet here. So we're subjugating this guy, and then we're going to get this whole territory here. A curse undone. The twists and turns of fate have not always been to my advantage. Allah knows that I was cursed the day I met Amira Adiba. Today, however, that curse has been lifted. Fate has smiled upon me and brought that evil doxy to her grave. And so we're called into war now. And so our allies, where are they? The Salamids are actually fighting, I believe. Well, they're fighting an attacking war. And they're relying on our major military might, right? So, but why would you call a war while we're in the middle of our own war, in the middle of a desert? I mean, think. I would have been very happy to assist them, but not like this. I'm sparring with one of my soldiers, sweat beating on my forehead when I experience the uncanny sensation of being watched. Looking over my shoulder, I spot my nephew Sheikh Al-Athir eyeing me while nonchalantly swinging his sword back and forth. My Amir and Amara Al-Athir's words boom across the courtyard. Would you not prefer to test your skills against me instead? Challenge accepted. No, there's a big chance that I might get wounded. I'm gonna actually go for no. What a jerk. Why would he... Why? It's not the time to challenge me right now. Okay, so 74%. I think these guys are gonna be subjugated very soon. Maybe speed it up a little bit here. Now that we're in the... We're somewhat in the clear. And we win. We get to subjugate Gat. So, look at that. Look at the attrition here. Beginning to face attrition, obviously, because you're in the middle of the desert. Wow. 7,000. Look at that. 7,000 troops, or total soldiers. Empire title. Still far away. Still got some major ground to hold or gain. So what's happening with my allies here? I will go and help them. I think I should. Though we do have a dangerous faction, and those are Ibadi populace. Maybe if I can convince her. She's a fornicator. I can convince her to convert. What if she decides to... Very well. Okay, no, she doesn't want to. I don't think any of them would want to. I mean, we can easily crush them in a civil war too. An unworthy challenge. At first, I thought the simple footman a fool for stepping onto the training field. However, the battle proved more hard fought than I expected, and it gradually became clear that he would be unable to stop his wild and vicious strikes from hurting me. Disarming him suddenly became a matter of life and death. I tried not to show my relief when his sword finally hit the ground. I could use more people like you. This guy's gonna get a weak hook against me if he accepts, and so he's converted. That he's Georgius, and that means now that the faction supporting the Zaidi populace is actually disbanded now. Not, it was the Ibadi populace rather. So of course we need to start converting. Let's see. That's gonna take 5 years, but you know, just send your Alama to convert the region, right? Okay, so I can go for Hawara here, take a kingdom, but I wish it was just if someone held more territory. The Umayyads, though, we're at war with them. We can offer a vassalage for... Oh, he died. Right now? Did he just die? He just literally died a few days ago. Can I vassalize anybody? No, I don't think so, because titles can be created. Too few spouses, that we know. Titles can be created. I'm gonna let those titles... In fact, maybe I should create maybe a few titles here and there. Let me see. Yeah. Okay, let me... Actually, I don't control this place, the Canaris. He does. Doesn't seem to like me. I'll create a duchy here and I'll grant it to him. That'll give us some prestige too. He's pissed off. And I'm gonna give you the Emirate of Canarias. So, shush. There we go. He's much happier now. He obviously wants a seat on the council, but he'll have to wait his turn. What if I went for the Yalalids? Now this is, again, my realm is going to fragment eventually. Do I have enough territory for another kingdom? No, actually this is good. Maybe Sahara? Let me check. The Kingdom of Sahara? No, we don't have full control over it, or we're far away from actually creating. So eventually I'm gonna lose Anbiya, and then I'm gonna probably kill the brother. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm eventually gonna move my realm capital here to Fez. Alright, so this is gonna be my new realm capital. The Wadan is good, but it's tribal, and eventually I'm gonna obviously convert, right? So look, there's a powerful castle here too. I mean, we can't do any upgrades because we're a tribal government, but we will get there. So what's going on here in this war? I think this war is lost though. Maybe a duchy war here would be nice. Let's see Algiers here. Everything is so fragmented, it's kind of ugly to take away from what they have. What about, again, let's try one more time. I want to see here. A duchy here. Okay, we can go in from here, I guess. So let's confirm this and go to war with them. No, actually the passage is closed off. So we're going to have to go through this area here. And is it ugly? Oh boy, is it ugly. My allies are done. I'm gonna let them get crushed. I don't care. So someone's trying to kill my son Ajdir. Okay, we must find the jerk behind this. So be it. That war is lost. You see, my allies got crushed. They called an offensive war at the worst time ever. And we have a new daughter, Aisha. Or is that... Sorry, I think that's a granddaughter, I believe. Yes, it's not our daughter. So, how are our children doing? Okay, good. Let's bring in a spy master and assign him. So this is kind of looking ugly right now, but we're going to throw her in jail. My spy master has come to me with a discovery. He is certain that my guest Radia is scheming against my son Ajdir. So she was the one trying to kill my son, apparently. Let's put her in jail. A daughter has now come of age. They're growing. My spy master has come to me with great news. He's certain that Amira al-Umara Nadia, my own wife, is scheming against my son Ajdir. So it's a different wife. What's her opinion of me? Whether true or not, I will not accuse Nadia. So I won't imprison her. But what a shame. The court politics here, the court intrigue, is reaching us pretty badly. Now, my vassal Raisa Tati has arrived at court with a bandaged arm and fear in her right eyes, or in her eyes. She tells me that my son and heir Ixfinsen has been challenging people to duels all over Warqa. Please forgive me, my lord, but this has to stop. Ixfinsen turned up at my doorstep and challenged me. I had no choice but to accept. This is not the first time either. I am but the last in a long line of victims. But your father will show you how it's done. There's a chance I might get wounded, but let's try it out. Okay, I stopped my son. I defeated him in a duel, so he's gonna stop being a jerk to people and harming, you know, others. Now, anyways, let's see what happens here. My child of my own dynasty, my daughter-in-law Raisa has given birth to a daughter. Why can't they see? Okay, since the last one is part of the Lamtuna dynasty, she should be blessed with a good name. Cool. So now we have a pretty powerful dynasty. And now we're gonna send these guys here. They want a white piece. No, we're gonna not accept, of course. And we're gonna take strategist. So we are now a strategist. What is our knight situation looking like? I always keep an eye out on that just in case. You can recruit this guy, for example, and force him to join. Seems like we're winning this battle here. Yes, easily. Our bowmen are countering. I think we can easily take this, win this. Let's hope the ruler... Okay, the ruler is actually on the battlefield, though. So if we take the capital, there's no chance that we'll actually capture him. Because he's not there. I want to get rid of this blob. I want to get rid of this border gore. It's so ugly to look at. It's just everywhere. Okay, we win. We captured the capital. And so now it's under our rule here. Look at that. Okay, so the Maghreb here. You can see we're beginning to consolidate. So we have to go around other territories to get there because there's no passage. But the good thing is that we're in a pretty comfortable spot. I'm gonna found the Holy Order, okay? It's expensive, but it's worthwhile. You can hire them when you're at war with people of other faith. And that's good because we probably will be. I mean, there are not many Almohads around. What about the Empire title situation? Still far away, but we're getting closer. We're getting significantly closer by the day. Now, I'm gonna maybe assign this guy to become the ruler in this area. And I'm going to usurp this from the former guy and then give it to my vassal here. Here. Grant title, Emirate of Tahrir. Non nobis domine. Okay, so we got it. I mean, we have this achievement already. So, alright. Now, who would be down to join? No one, because they're obviously different religions, so we're going to pick them one by one here. So, now that we're at peace, I can finally move my realm capital here, and we finally settled in Fez. Right? This is, you see the kind of, the major difference here is that, you know, now we're far away from these tribal governments to the south, which were obviously attacking our courts and kidnapping our family members. So 25 ducats for a ransom, sure. Let me go for this county right here. Counter this. Take this county. Finish them off while we're at it. Maybe actually wait till we're close to 7,000, and then we'll go and attack them. My spy master has come to me with a discovery. He is certain that my court physician, Noah, is scheming against my son, Adir. So she's been quite useful, actually. She, I think, treated the former ruler, the brother, who died of cancer. So I don't know whether it is true or not. I will not accuse her. She's been quite a good physician for this long time. So we're gonna wait till our levies are at 7,000 again, or close to 7,000, and then we're gonna go in on the attack again. Take Henry here, or rather, we can go for an invade Kingdom Casus Belli. I think we should do that. But we don't have the amount of prestige, so maybe we'll hold that off. Henry it is then. I'm gonna just conquer that duchy. Now it's this kind of territory in the middle here. Might as well take it over. Go straight for their capital. Let me see. Leave, just station the besiegers here. Slow it down, just in case. We're gonna chase them up the desert mountain. Now they have that advantage, but that's the only advantage they have. But everything else, though, is against them. Now we're known for the dedication to our faith. Don't forget, we're fighting members of another religion, so, or another faith. They're still Muslim, but a different confession. So my sons are growing up. Zafir. Okay, so Tadla is going to fall very soon. We don't get 100% war score, but that's fine. Let's go and fight these guys. These victories are awesome. They give us the fame, they give us everything. So we're gonna become living among we're gonna become what? A living legend soon. At this rate. I mean, depending on how long the character lasts. He's 59 years old. So today I'm observing Sheikh Al-Atir as he trains some of his new levies, but the recruits under his command resemble a disorganized mob more than an army. I look on as he struggles to gain control of the situation, clearly pushed to his limits. This display of ineptitude is an embarrassment to the Grand Emirate of Maghreb and cannot be tolerated. Chastise him for his failure. Cheer him up after the training is over. Sure. Don't need to kind of embarrass him. There we go. And now we won. We captured somebody though. Captured this enemy combatant whom we can actually ransom. So alright, we released him on ransom. Let's enforce this piece here. So look at that. Much better looking now. It's neat. It's clean. And you know, it's not messy, right? So let me give him these titles, and then he can do what he wants, what he chooses to do with them. So Marrakesh, the Duke of Marrakesh, is he's currently defending right now. He's in some sort of internal civil war. He can deal with that. But look at that, the Maghreb here. So next that's coming is actually a war with Algiers. I think what I'm gonna do here is I'm obviously gonna stop, because you know there's been a lot of content in this episode. I'm gonna come back with more content later. So don't forget to subscribe when you get the chance, and keep on watching. And this is actually getting really huge here, and I'm really liking it. So I can't wait to see what happens when we go feudal, right? Now, luckily, this place was developed before us. I mean, the popular opinion is really low, but we will convert the capital eventually at some point. After Sijil Masa is actually done being converted, I'm going to convert this place. And eventually, I want to become, you know, feudal and enjoy the technological advancements of feudal society. Otherwise, yes, I'll be back with more content. And don't forget to subscribe. See you soon.